Good morning and welcome to our Board of Commissioners meeting for today, Tuesday, January 27th. And I'm glad that you could join us today here at the BOC. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And we will start our day with an invocation and pledge of allegiance with Pastor Lee May. And he is with the Transforming Faith Church. You're welcome to come forward, and good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Lee May, and I have the privilege to pastor what I think is a phenomenal church called Transforming Faith Church. We have just entered into Rockdale County. We've been worshiping in Rockdale County for about 6 months now, right at 301 Honey Creek Road. We share the space with Trinity Baptist Church right down the street from Honey Creek Elementary School. So glad to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. And let us go ahead and pray. Commissioners, thank you. Thank you for your leadership.
Yes.
Thank you for all that you do for Rockdale County as well. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for loving us the way that you do, for showing us what true love looks like. You said love looks like serving our brothers and sisters. As a matter of fact, your son Jesus taught us that love looks like serving our brothers and sisters in need. You taught us through the parable of the Good Samaritan, that person who was in need of help because he was robbed, he was wounded, and a Samaritan stopped to help him. And that's what you showed us love looks like, loving our neighbor, someone who looks different from us, someone who has different backgrounds and experiences from us, but someone who will come near to serve. God, I thank you that you've given us a heart of love, and not just in words, but in action as well. So today, as we begin this Board of Commissioners meeting, as your servants, these commissioners actually lead through love, through tangible expressions of their love for you and their love for their neighbor. God, we pray that you would be in the middle of this meeting, that your will be done and the people would be served. This I ask in our faith tradition and the Christian tradition. In your son Jesus' name we pray. Can we all say amen together? Amen, amen, amen. If you would repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Thank you all.
Thank you. Glad to have you again. All right. At this time, we will move to special recognitions and presentations. And today we don't have any, so we'll move on to public comment. And our first speaker of the day will be George Kelichek. Sure. So I'll change that to Miss Leslie Lambert.
Don't start yet. Leslie Lambert, 1870 Irwin Bridge Road, Conyers, Georgia. Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here to share a few exciting initiatives the Rockdale Soil and Water Conservation District that focuses on sustainability, water conservation, and strong community partnerships. Some of these projects are already underway, and others will be launching very soon. To begin, our first initiative is a pollinator garden in partnership with GDOT, located at the entrance of Sigmund Road and I-20 on a 1-acre plot. This garden will support native pollinators such as bees and butterflies, which are essential to our ecosystem and food supply. No-till soil preparation has already been completed, and planting is scheduled for the spring. In addition to improving the soil health and biodiversity, this project will enhance the visual appeal of a major gateway into our community. Building on that focus on land stewardship, our second initiative involves tree plantings along the medians from Target down to Honey Creek Road, also in collaboration with GDOT. We are currently awaiting final confirmation, and once approved, these trees will help reduce stormwater runoff, improve air quality, and provide shade while creating a more attractive and environmentally friendly corridor. Well, those projects improve our physical environment, our third initiative focuses on community access and wellness through a mobile farmers market. This collaborative effort involves school system, the county, the city, faith-based organization, and local nonprofits. The goal is to increase access to fresh, healthy food while also providing nutritional education and supporting local agriculture. Looking towards the next generation, our final initiative is a Lazy Garden program for our elementary schools. These low-maintenance garden kits will be distributed to schools so students can grow their own vegetables. This hands-on experience teaches children where food comes from, encourages healthier eating habits, and fosters environmental stewardship at an early age. Together, these initiatives reflect our commitment to conservation, education, and collaboration. More importantly, they demonstrate what's possible when county leadership, community partners, and local organizations work together with a shared vision. With your continued support, these efforts will not only protect our natural resources today, but also invest in the long-term health, resilience, and quality of life for Rockdale County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here, these are just some lazy garden information.
Thank you so much.
So this takes me right back to when I was teaching school. And I loved this environmental aspect, and I remember showing the kids this video where what the land looked like and all the water runoff and the erosion, and then when they planted grasses and trees, it all changed from a desert to a green landscape.
We're
Thank you.
Very good. All right, Mr. George Kelichek.
Let's see. I think I've got 3 packages here. Yep.
Thank you. Wait for the teacher. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm the 68-year young teacher. Thank you very much. George Kelichek, 3647 Clubhouse Lane, Honey Creek Subdivision, board member, Rockdale Soil Water Conservation, and chair of the Upper Oak Mulgee Basin Area Council. I bring forth to you today just some big visions that we have going on throughout the state and also here in Rockdale County. The first item that I'd like to present to you is information from DeKalb County. In 2010, they approved to change the department name of Department for Planning and Zoning to Planning and Sustainability. And I know that would be something that would have to go through the appropriate processes to get approved. But as I continue to hear, along with my colleague, Leslie Lambert, we feel as though that the Planning and Zoning Department does so many things, and to change it to Planning and Sustainability, I think, measures the vision that we have. And I also presented this to the City Council last week. After that information on composting, we are going to be working with KCRB on a initiative to have composters be available to citizens, and we'll do training on that part. The long-term vision is to work with Compost Now, as they did in Avondale Estates in DeKalb County, and they recovered over 136,000 pounds of consumables that could be composted, and that did not have to go to their landfill and create additional methane gas. Next we have, as Leslie was saying, and you'll see pictures, GDOT has planted with a no-till drill system. You can't see the wildflowers and pollinators yet, but on a 1-acre plot, they're in on I-20 east of Sigmund Road. We are following up this Friday morning with Phil Budenseek and the folks at Honey Creek Elementary, the pilot program for a 1-acre pollinator wildflower planting at Honey Creek Elementary School. And Rockdale Soil Water Conservation District would do the labor. GDOT would provide the seeds. But I think this leads to two items. Number one, it will reduce the budget for our county school system, and then also provide an environmental learning for our students. The plan is to do that all at 20 schools across the Rockdale County area. Finally, I'll leave with you, we have a vision like Rivers Land did on the Chattahoochee River, from Beaufort all the way to Columbus, a collaborative effort of many, many different agencies. Would provide, we want to do the same thing on the South River, but you'll see in your documents there, we've got to do some cleanup at Entrenchment Creek, and it's going to involve a lot of parties. It's going to involve some politics. So I wanted to provide that to you, but we want to create an environmental economic engine on the South River, starting in the city of Atlanta all the way to Lake Jackson. So we'll go from there. Thank you all very much.
Mr. Kalichak. I appreciate that.
George, I think you found your perfect niche. I love what you're doing environmentally. I love what you've done with the conservation villages. I've shared that information with developers. This speaks to my heart, and I really appreciate it.
And just like yourself, we all have passions. February the 18th, I believe, is Mental Health Day at the Capitol, I believe.
It is.
And so many conservationists will be there, and farmers and ranchers, because we have many folks that are isolated in the farming communities throughout Georgia, and we need to make sure that we're taking care of them on the mental health side of their life. So we appreciate y'all's efforts, every one of you, and we're just trying to make everything a little bit better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, the next item we have is approval of the agenda, and I know that we're going to defer item 2026-13. Madam Clerk, are there any other items?
Yes, I would ask that actually item 2026-13 and item 72 be removed from the agenda today.
Okay.
So I move to approve the agenda with the exclusion of items 2026-13 and removing also 2026-72.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Next, we have approval of the minutes from January 13th and January 15th, 2026.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then we'll move to unfinished business, and there is none. So item number 8 is new business.
Okay, item 52 is with Sharp Business Systems of Georgia for Technology Services for Water Resources and Technology Services Plotter Lease Agreement, $58,969.20 for the total cost for 60 months. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and the General Fund and is a budgeted item. Would you like me to keep
Yes,
going?
please.
All right. Item 53 is with Michael Ragland with the Parks and Recreation Department for Tennis Center Manager. It's a 90/10% split of the registration fees. It's for 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 12-month periods, renewable each year. This is through the general fund.
And that is 90% to him and 10% revenue to the county.
Yes. Okay. Item 54 is a requisition through the Sheriff's Office for GT Distributors for ballistic vests for the Sheriff's Office SWAT team, $37,827. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 55 is a requisition through the Sheriff's Office for Charmtex for inmate food cart replacement, $36,577.40. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 56 is a requisition through the Sheriff's Office for Pro Shot Concrete This is an additional cost for a sinkhole repair. The original purchase order amount was $56,575, then plus the new charges at $12,375 for a total of $68,950. This is to the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 57 is a requisition through Parks and Recreation for the Atlanta Hawks for the Atlanta Junior Hawks program. The amount is $15,850. This is to the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 58 is a requisition through Technology Services for DICES Solutions for Cisco Desk Phone Renewal. The amount is $52,524.06. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 59 is an expenditure request through Brightwell Talent Solutions for Human Resources. This is for the Executive Search Services for Manager. This is engineering and construction. The amount is $18,908.76. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Can you stop right there for a minute? Director Holmes, can we have a presentation on that item, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Brightwell Talent Solutions, they are a full-service executive search and professional staffing firm. So we've used them before to fill those hard-to-fill positions, wide range of organizations specializing in government as well. They work with small and mid-sized companies, so focusing on highly skilled, often hard-to-find professionals, engineering being one of them. In that particular case, it's the engineering and construction manager. We did have that position posted for several months. At the time, we posted it on local organization sites as well. We received 10 applications internally for that. And so Brightwell was able to come in. The amount that's listed there is the fee for their executive search for placing Mr. Yoon Tang, who is now our engineering and construction manager. He comes to us with a master's degree from Georgia Tech in engineering. He also is a PE for the state of Georgia. So that 15% is the amount of the fee.
I see.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? No? Okay.
Okay, would you like for me to keep going or do you want to vote?
Keep going.
going. All right, so
going.
item 60 is an expenditure request for Snyder Geospatial for the Board of Assessors Office for QPublic.net website hosting for the tax data. The amount is $19,612.20. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 61 is a resolution adopting the Board of Commissioners 2026 meeting schedule. Item 62 is a resolution to fix and publish qualification fees for county offices for the 2026 elections. Item 63 is with Keep Conyers Rockdale Beautiful Council, a resolution.
What does that resolution entail?
So this resolution changes the makeup of the appointments to the actual
okay.
KCRB, and I will get that out. Oh, thank you. So it changes it to 9 members. It was previously 12. And so that will be for the city and the county. It's my understanding that we're having a little bit of a trouble finding enough people to be on the board, which was quite a large number to begin with. So we're just downsizing a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks. Chief Sanders, always prepared. Do you want to go ahead and vote on these items since ordinances are next?
That'll be fine.
Okay, so we went from item 52 through 63.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the items 52 through 63 as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Okay, item 64 is a future land use case 2025-06, an ordinance to amend the future land use map of Rockdale County, Georgia comprehensive plan as amended for property located at 2481 Old Covington Highway Southwest from commercial future land use category to the light industrial future land use category, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion.
I have a first reading and, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Excuse me 1 second. I need to recuse myself from the 64 and 65, please. I apologize.
Okay, well, would you like to have Commissioner Williams, or you just want to state upon the record you've recused yourself?
I would like to state on the record that I've recused myself from these
Okay,
two.
so what we could do right there, since you just called for the vote, you could recuse yourself from the vote.
Yes.
And then both of you approve?
Or do you want me to?
We could restate it
Let's
or
just
just,
restate it.
okay, so we will stricken this motion from the record. If we could start, bless you, start over with Commissioner Williams, and that would be for 64 and 65, correct? Okay,
Yes.
I
thank
move
you.
to approve the first read and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I will
Say no.
note for the record that Commissioner Smith has recused herself from this item.
Very
Thank
Is that
you.
correct?
The motion carries.
All right, and then item 65 is rezoning case 2025-12, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County, Georgia as amended by rezoning 2525 Lake Rockaway Road, 2539 Old Covington Highway Southwest, and 2481 Old Covington Highway Southwest from M1 Limited Industrial District to M2 General Industrial District, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second that motion. And since I have a motion and a second, if there's no more questions, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
And Commissioner
it's
Smith,
noted
for the
for-
record, you
Yes.
stated that you're recusing yourself.
Yes, I will recuse myself from
Thank
this.
you.
Okay. And
Thank
to
you.
clarify for the community, so our support of those votes just simply moves this forward in the planning hearing process. And so those will be heard by the Planning Commission and then eventually come back to us for a hearing. So, all right.
Thank you. Item 66 is special use permit case 2025-02, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County, Georgia as amended, to authorize a special use permit for an in-home daycare, to repeal conflicting ordinances, and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 67 is text amendment case 2026-01, an ordinance to amend the text of certain definitions within Title I, repealing and replacing certain base zoning districts and overlay zoning district regulations within Title II, amending certain use regulations of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia as amended, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for applicability, and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 68 is text amendment case 2026-02, an ordinance repealing and replacing certain chapters of Title III, Development and Permitting of the Rockdale County Unified Development Ordinance, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for applicability, and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
Madam Clerk, can you go ahead and take the next text amendment as well?
I think we need to do these separately.
Oh, we have to do each
Yeah.
of those separately. Okay.
Thanks.
I move to approve the first reading and refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission
I
as
second the
presented.
motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
It's a tedious practice, isn't it?
It
Okay,
is.
we're going to keep going, right? Okay. Item 69 is text amendment case 2025-14, an ordinance to amend the text of section 218-1, permitted use table, and section 218-13, standards of use and development, subsection MMM2 of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County, Georgia as amended, regarding short-term rentals, and amending the supplemental regulations related thereto, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading this morning.
This was a big discussion and a lot of work to come to this, and I move to approve the second read and adopt this ordinance as presented.
Would you like them to present?
Would I like to do that?
Present the information?
Yes, I need to know how many did we decide on,
Okay.
please.
Would you like to come forward to present this, please?
Good morning,
Good
Commissioner.
morning.
Good morning.
So this text amendment proposal was presented to the board last week at the zoning public hearing. And this is to the short-term rentals regulations of the UDO. And so I'll just go over a couple of the highlights of the changes proposed. Includes changing the use, the short-term rental use, from a special use permit requirement to an accessory use in residential zoning districts. One of the changes also modifies the process from a permitting process to a licensing process similar to alcohol licensing and relicensing. We've also modified regulations for occupancy and things related to bedrooms and things like that, just to simplify the process. But we are modifying the occupancy limit to 2 people per bedroom for this particular use. There were some items that you all discussed at the zoning public hearing on Thursday night related to the maximum number of licenses that may be issued and licenses for neighborhoods without HOAs, and also regarding a variance or exceptions if there's a stay that needs to go beyond the 30-day maximum that we have in the code. So I will defer to the board for any modifications to the proposal.
And I do want to note for the record that I think the stipulation that's in place is that if you live in a community with an HOA, that you will have to get a letter of support from the HOA for the licensing.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay.
And the number we discussed was not 350.
Right, so the staff, our presentation, our proposal was for 350. The discussion that you left off with on Thursday night was 225 or 250 is the maximum number.
250.
Okay, I was just give me 1 second. I was just looking here. I didn't see the 250. I see 3.
So I just want to reiterate about what the director, or the other night when we were at the public hearing. The items that you brought up during the public hearing are not in this ordinance that is before you right now. So if there are changes that you would like to make, we would do that now or defer the ordinance. It's not in here, like the maximum, or I think we even discussed things like the business licensing. Those types of issues are not in this ordinance that is up for second read this morning, unless you choose to amend them now or defer it.
I'd like to amend them now because
Okay.
I think the intent for the department was to go ahead and make this, start this February 1st officially.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the start date. So if we want to amend that number,
I do.
I would be good with 250, 225, 250.
I thought it was 200.
I'm
No.
good with 250.
250?
Okay.
Is that what we want to say? Okay.
All right.
Definitely not 3.
Was that the only?
I think that was the big one for us, and that was
yeah.
just simply to encourage people to go ahead and get their application in and have it in order for the World Cup that's coming in June and July, and really encourage a legitimate process for people to go through. So,
And so, Madam Chair, while we're talking, the effective date on the ordinance is as adopted. Are we changing the effective date to February 1st? Is that what?
it can be as adopted. I
As
think that's
adopted?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just want to make
I
sure.
do. So we have a motion from Dr. Williams.
Would you like to restate your motion to include the amendments?
Sure.
Okay.
I move to approve the second reading with the amendment of a limit of 250
Okay.
licenses
Okay.
and adopt the ordinance as amended.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
All right. Item 70 is future land use case 2025-04, an ordinance to amend the future land use map of Rockdale County, Georgia comprehensive plan as amended for property located at 2992 Highway 155 Southwest from the low-density residential future land use category to the commercial future land use category to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading.
Can we also get a presentation for this as well? Thank you. Director White, we appreciate you.
Not a problem at all. And so as stated, this request is a future land use request from the low-density residential designation to the commercial future land use designation. The current use of the subject property is a gas station convenience store. The development proposal is for the addition of the emission station on the subject property. And there's a companion rezoning that goes along with this case as well. Staff recommends approval of the request.
So where the gas station is now, it's low-density residential, so it's just an outdated zoning designation.
So it's a part of a larger area that has that future land use designation. And so this is just one subject property right along the county line with Henry County. It's a commercial node, traffic circle right there. And so
Okay.
that property owner is seeking to make that change.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, because it's low-density residential, I always like to protect those areas. So if anybody were to come and build next to it, most likely it would be a step down of like office institutional or something like that before it would abut the residential. Would that be the plan?
So this subject property already contains a commercial use, so there's a non-conformity between what the future
Okay.
land use designation is and what's currently there.
Okay.
If we had any proposals for a change to commercial activity, we would evaluate the future land use recommendation along with the zoning options that would correspond.
So everything right around it is going to stay low-density residential?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
Okay. Very good.
So I move to approve the second reading and to adopt the ordinance as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. And are there any questions?
I just have a concern about where they're going to put the
Mission?
emission
Yeah.
place. That really bothers me, so I can't approve that with that.
So I might be
that
able to help a
condition.
little bit with that. So what you just voted on, or what you're considering right now, is
Changing.
the future land use.
Yes.
The adjoining rezoning case would have the conditions of what would actually be on the property, including the site plan that was presented.
Mm-hmm.
So we could take that one up on the next item.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. I second the motion.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
All right, here's the adjoining rezoning case. So it's rezoning case 2025-10, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County, Georgia as amended by rezoning 2992 Southwest Highway 155 from C1 Local Commercial District to C2 General Commercial District to impose conditions upon the property to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading. And so if you would like, I could read out the proposed conditions from staff that's on this particular piece that we saw last Thursday. And then we could go from there. Pull up the conditions for this one. Well, Director White, I'll let you talk about it when I find the attached conditions for this one
Okay.
and the site plan.
I have the conditions if you want me to.
Do you have the site plan?
Yeah,
I
can
was trying to find that, but I think that would help with the question that you have this morning about where it was laid out. And if we could make that one of the conditions, that might be good too. Just add that as number 6 or 7 maybe. If they have it on the list, that would be good. And we could look at it.
No, I just have.
Because I know we had discussed the
Plan.
traffic and where that might flow in. And if that's part of the conditioning, then they would have to build it like that. See. Okay. So, Director, if you have yours pulled out, we could just go from there.
Okay. All right, and so the site plan that was submitted for the zoning public hearing, so if you recall, the convenience store set in the back part of the parcel, the gas pumps are in the front, and then off to, so if you're standing and you're facing the building, they're proposing to set up the emission station to the left of the building in some designated parking areas as it exists right now. And so, Commissioner, you have concerns about the location of the emission station?
Yes, and the proximity that it has to the pumps. I discussed that with him on Thursday. Just my concern with them coming, it's not going to be. I don't see it being enough room to pass safely when you have somebody pumping there
Yes, ma'am.
and coming through and coming in. I just don't see it, but it could be just me. But
So we've had some of our other regulatory departments take a look at the plans. They didn't mention any major concerns about the placement of it. My recommendation would be, however, if you want to see it in a different location, defer the item and we can have the applicant revise the site plan with some additional options and bring it back for consideration.
I would like to defer it to do that if they can possibly get a different option than two cars passing by someone who's pumping gas. You understand? Because they have to come out and enter that same way.
Right. So circulation.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think didn't we talk about moving it to the right side at the planning and zoning meeting? But there was some specific reasons why it was better on the left side. And
Yeah, I think the applicant's preference was the left side for circulation purposes. We didn't go into great detail as far as exploring other options on the subject
Right.
property.
We did.
So we can if you would like us to.
Madam Clerk, if approved, can we put a stipulation, a condition on it where the placement would be?
Yes, in fact, you could make it provisional and subject to the approval of the director in planning once they can look at it. I just didn't have it in front of me, but you can make that part of those conditions. And Director White, is that how some of the conditions read right now?
Let's see, so the conditions, we have a condition regarding the use. Emissions testing facility shall be limited to vehicle emissions inspections only. No additional auto services, just to be brief. Requirement for state licensing, certifications, etc. Testing of the facility shall not authorize any expansion of the existing uses on the site. There's a condition number 4 regarding waste. And then the 5th is just indoor storage of all the items related to the particular use.
Okay.
So we could add additional conditions if you would like.
Okay.
So would you like to add that additional condition, like what you just read out, plus the one about the placement, once planning has reviewed it?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no problem with that.
Okay.
Right.
So if you'll
Is that-
restate the motion.
okay, so I move to approve the second read and to include the additional conditions that have been talked about.
Yes, the stated conditions.
Which are, just for
Right.
clarification.
One more time, would you mind reading them?
I'll
No,
read
no,
all
not
5.
those,
You
not
wanna
those, the additional ones that we just added.
Right, the one with the site plan subject to final review by the planning director of the placement of the emission station,
Thank you.
correct? Okay.
Right, yes.
I second the motion.
Okay.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The
Okay.
motion carries.
All right, and so item 72 was deleted, so that takes us to item 73, which is Net Planner Systems through the General Services Department for low voltage work at the Judicial Complex. The amount is $2,278,981.93. This is an 18-month term, funded through the JAC fund, and is a budgeted item.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
Very good. Director Hammer, can you talk about this item for me? And is this part of the original scope of what we were doing?
Yes, that's correct. So anytime in in any construction project, all the low voltage items, the cabling, the fiber, the data, the wireless access points, everything like that is typically provided by the owner. It's not included in the construction contract. Usually that's for security reasons, for network reasons, for tying into the systems, things like that. So those type of items are always not included in the construction cost, but they are included in the project budget. Okay. And this one, along with the other one, when we get that worked out, will fall within the budget. And
you've worked with technology services?
Yes, yes, okay. They had a member on the evaluation committee. Yes,
very good. Thank you so much. All right, so we have a motion and a second. So all in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries.
Okay, and item 74 is a memorandum of understanding with the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office and the Rockdale County Board of Education.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion. Is this for SROs in the schools? Is that what this is
yes.
for? Yeah.
The agreement that spells out the insurance, the training, who's responsible for the salaries, all of that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. And at this time, we have board comment. So, Commissioner Smith,
sure.
Would you like to go first?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Since our last meeting, we had the NAACP MLK breakfast, which was a success. And also that day, KCRB did a Pop the Trunk cleanup on that day, and we did the area near Costly Mill, which was very much needed. So I want to thank the members of KCRB who came out on their day off and made it a day on. Also, there was a fire station number 5 dedication, and I want to thank the SPLOST committee for choosing to redo that station, and also the fire subcommittee for allowing us to do that. And we had a retreat at a very beautiful location here in Georgia, and we were served delicious food, and our location was Costly Mill. We had a retreat at beautiful Costly Mill. So that is a plug for if anyone's watching and your company needs a place, actually choose Costly Mill Park. And we had our delicious lunch catered through the Good Rock Cafe, and that they're located in the education building over there. So we did that. And I just want to remind everyone that constituent services are still on, and they're available on Fridays through Congressman David Scott's office at the library from 10 to 12. And also, just to remind you, we just had this weather condition, but to support small businesses, they had to close. So be intentional on supporting the small businesses. They would definitely appreciate you coming out, shopping, eating, and just supporting them. And if you don't know where to go and you don't know what small business to choose, you can also check us out on YouTube, which is, we have a segment that's called Rockdale Rise, and it spotlights some of our small businesses here in our area. And if you need somewhere to eat, we also have a spotlight that is called Beyond the Chain, and that features our small mom and pop small businesses here in Rockdale County that you can support. And I also want to thank Madam Chair and those I don't want to say volunteers, those stakeholders that are vested in our community for coming out and supporting our warming center. Those that donated your time, donated your energy. We really, really appreciate it. And I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to provide that service to our residents. And it hasn't stopped yet. So I'll let Madam Chair toot that horn on that one. So and that's all I wanted to say, but thank you so much, everybody.
Very good.
So, I want to thank the Rockdale Soil and Water Conservation Team for the work that they're doing. It just warms my heart because it's something that I've had been involved in for years, more than 20 years as a teacher, teaching those kinds of things to students. And so it's, it feels good. And I like the work that you're doing. So thank you very much. We had our annual DPI-R luncheon. That is Decatur Prevention Initiative plus Rockdale. They started in Decatur, but they adopted Rockdale 5 years ago. And the idea of this is prevention of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, any kind of substance use, in prescription drug use that's inappropriate for youth, and youth is 9 to 24, so it's younger than you might think. But they have been doing a lot of work in Rockdale. They have a contract with the schools, and they go into the classrooms and work with students in that. It reminds me of what was that called? The Red Ribbon Week. Thank you. So they do good work, and they're very well recognized. So I appreciated their putting together their annual luncheon where they bring the stakeholders in, and it's always a good time. Work is continuing on land banks, and I think there's opportunities there for dealing with blighted properties and dealing with those that end up in the tax commissioner's office because they haven't paid their taxes. So that is still ongoing. We had an opioid listening session that, Rockdale County has received two types of funding from the opioid settlement. Some is federal and some is state. And so there was a meeting on how best to use those funds. Some communities, I want to commend Brenda Ernest for heading up this team. She's very thoughtful and done a lot of research on how to best spend that money. Some communities actually went out and spent money immediately. She has had her team take a step back, look very carefully at what will make the biggest impact in Rockdale County. Sometimes good things take longer. And so that work is continuing, and this is the first of one. This was one of their community listening sessions. The MLK breakfast put on by the NAACP, the speaker talked about we have to do something. We can't just sit back. We have to make something work, and we have to do it. And which to me applies to every aspect of our lives. We can't just think about stuff. We can't just, research it. We have to make some decisions and do something good. And so I was really impressed with that. George mentioned that February 18th is Mental Health Day at the Capitol. They're also calling it the Community Service Board Day at the Capitol. And there will be a number of mental health professionals. I will be there. I chair the Viewpoint Health Board of Directors. I will be there with Viewpoint Health. They're sponsoring a luncheon for representatives to come in, and then we'll be talking with representatives after the lunch. So I think those are all my comments.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
I just want to say how I appreciated the opportunity to sit yesterday at the warming center. That the visitors that were there were so respectful, so appreciative, and it was a great opportunity to see what significant impact can be made by just a few people. So I appreciate the chairs and Director Webb's work to get that going. I appreciate really the fact that it was supposed to be from 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. and realized it wasn't going to get any warmer, and so the hours were extended. That warms my heart to know that we can take care of our people in Rockdale County.
Thank you. All right. Well, lots of good information to share with you today. First, I want to thank Leslie, both you and George, and your continued efforts. You know, it's so important in a healthy community to have so many different people focused on different things that all benefit the greater good. So thank you for your dedication, and to Jacob Bailey and all those others that make it happen. We are grateful. One of my visions for our community is to have an ongoing farmers market, and I hope to make that a great reality. We're continuing to look for partners throughout the county who are interested in that and bringing more healthy options for a great lifestyle right to our area on 1400 Parker Road, or if we find another designated area. But we are working towards that, as well as our community garden, which will be on our next contract. So thank you for that. We have a lot of opportunities to get involved in the community from a volunteer standpoint. And Director Webb, if you could share with us about the upcoming training for CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team. I know that I've been able to engage with a number of the volunteers who have been through that program over the last couple of days. So can you talk about that program and the importance of why we need more volunteers to go through that program?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, is a federally, nationally group that's known across. It actually started in California many years ago. But what it is a group of volunteers that come in and take training. It's usually about a 12-week program, depends on what all we add into it. But it covers basic things such as disaster preparedness, fire safety, basic first aid. Commissioner Williams, you took it many years ago with me.
I know, you were the instructor then.
Yeah, right. So it's been many years, but it teaches people pretty much how to prepare themselves and then assist their neighbors in a situation where first responders might not be able to get there. So that's the gist of it. And then we also incorporate it into a community team that we utilize that assists us in types of warming centers. If we were to have a tornado, they helped during that time and passed out food and things. So it's a great volunteer program. They meet once a month and do continuous training. That includes like CPR. We do drills, sometimes with the fire department and public safety, law enforcement. It just keeps your skills up and gets them an aspect of what goes on with first responders and how they respond. And so it's just a big volunteer program, but people that we're able to utilize in time of need.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And when is the class that's coming up? Do you
So
know?
right now we are actually doing a hybrid class. We have an informational meeting that is coming up February. Deputy Director White, do you remember? I apologize, I don't remember that right off, but there is a flyer, but that would be an informational meeting that
I
gives a
do
little bit.
know it's posted on our social media
Yes,
channels.
it
so
is on
people can
the
check
county
it
one
out.
as well as EMA.
Right.
But that will be at JP Carr, and then it pretty much tells exactly what I just did, sort of a little bit more about what the program is. And
Okay,
then-
so, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
February 5th will be the
6
information.
to 8,
Thank
JP
you.
Carr.
Thank you.
Okay.
And So to explain exactly what it is, and then we do a hybrid, so people can sort of do it on their own. They take the class, they take some ISS classes that understands the structure of how public safety works, and then once they're completed, we do a Super Saturday, which is come in and they test all their skills. And once they do that, they receive their certification, and they are considered part of the team. They can become active and actually come to those trainings that I'm talking about, or they can take the information and just say, I'm certified and I can fend for myself. But we do encourage them to come back, take the training, to become part of our volunteer program.
Okay. And they also do a background check so that they can work in certain situations that may be a little bit more sensitive. So
Correct. We run them through Rockdale County Sheriff's Office. They assist us with that. So they do a background check because there is some things that we come across that is sensitive information. But once they do that, they are certified to be able to do that with us.
Excellent. And we're really grateful that they were able, we had several of the volunteers work with us over the last couple of days with the cold weather, and they were a blessing for
Good,
sure.
great.
So we encourage other churches and nonprofits, citizens, whoever's interested to attend those classes. So,
Yes,
and there
ma'am.
is no cost.
No cost at
correct?
all. No, ma'am.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so in addition to that program, I want to give a shout out over the last couple of days. We've seen outstanding response from the Rockdale Department of Transportation, the Emergency Management Agency. Maisha Calloway did a great job. Rockdale Water, a number of other departments that have just been so vital in making sure things run smoothly. And so, did I leave anybody else out? I probably did.
City of Conyers.
Oh,
volunteering
without the
at
city of Conyers, we could not have made the warming shelter possible. So, super grateful to their leadership team as well as the city of Conyers Police Department led by Chief Scott Freeman. That was invaluable. So we appreciate their ongoing collaborative efforts. Anybody else? No?
Sheriff's Office. Fire.
Sheriff's Office, Fire, yes. Sorry. Such a great group of people. So
What about all the local businesses that helped out with the warming center?
That
and
is true.
We had some of our own folks show up. We had
Yes.
Vaughn Jameson. We had Sharice from finance. I think we all took a shift. So.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that was-
And we were blessed with some donations from Sandra Jackson
Yes,
Lett
that's
on our
right.
school board and Representative Rhonda Taylor. So everybody just pulled together, and it was really a nice thing to see in our community to serve others. I did want to also say, as we are looking for volunteers, not just for the CERT training, but for other community-based activities. I know there's the KCRB. You have a lot of projects going on. I have worked with some people to start some initial repairs and service work on seniors' homes in the community. We have 8 on the list that we will, our goal is definitely to get those 8 handled this year, and we will be looking for individual grant opportunities to also fix some of those homes. Ms. Stephanie Thomas was able to see me on site on MLK Day for a day of service, and they did an extensive job at Pro Cutters Landscaping, doing just incredible work. They had 12 people on their team that volunteered to make those homes look better, and so we are very, very grateful to them. But we hope more people will get involved, and we'll have some designated days where we'll go out, and if your church would like to take on a house, that could be their project for the day, and other nonprofits can also take on those projects, and so I'm really excited about that. In addition, we have a job fair coming up this Saturday, and it is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That will be at Rockdale Career Academy. And if you'll get the address for me so I can share that, I would really appreciate it. During 9 to 1, we will also be there on site for a town hall meeting that will start at 9:30 a.m. So it will be a very active day over there, and we are expecting a very good turnout. We know a lot of people are looking for opportunities to either get employed or elevate their employment. So those opportunities will be there not just as somebody to talk to, but there will actually be some interviewing going on that day and support for resume writing and other related items.
And so that address is 1064 Culpeper Drive.
Okay.
And it's a little tricky because it is off Parker.
Yeah,
but,
it's right off Parker Road, but it's
visit right there.
1064 Culpeper Road.
Culpeper Drive, that's right,
Drive.
yes.
Thank you, thank you. I do want to give a shout out to our school system who continues to do just very, very committed to student success. They are still focused on school attendance, and I would encourage all our families in the community to make that a priority in your home. We know school attendance is directly related to student success, and so we join them in encouraging parents to work towards great attendance in the school system. I also attended Georgia Piedmont had a transportation training center that opened, and there was a ribbon cutting. They also reminded us that the Georgia Technical School, the Georgia Piedmont system, they have 18 designated fields that you can go to college for free. So I know a lot of those are like welding, it's the early childhood education, CDL licensing, and a variety of others that they had displayed that day. So if you are looking to build your skills, certainly check out Georgia Piedmont Technical School because they have opportunities for you. And with that being said, my comments are concluded, and I'd like to adjourn the meeting.
All right.
Thank you. Everybody have a blessed day and stay warm.